Imagine turning every client into a lifelong advocate. What if the key to unlocking this potential lies in the simple concept of appreciation marketing? That's right, it's true. By tapping into your values, your sweetness, your humanity, you can actually create a thriving business. Thank you for joining us today on the Agent Power Huddle. I'm your host, Dill Ward. I'm an active and highly productive icon agent with EXP in Portland, Oregon. Happy to serve your referrals here. Or if you want to come visit, always happy to show people around the town that I love. I've been in the business 15 years, and the greatest gift I was ever given was someone giving me permission to be a nice human being, to be in sales and to really tap into that which matters to me. And that's just really loving and connecting to people and not being a swarmy, slimy salesperson to be really productive. So today I'm going to give you some of my best secrets and my strategies that have helped me create an endless stream of business that I absolutely love. And I'm going to try to help you get inspired to how you can create this for yourself. Now, let me start by sharing that if you're just starting out in the business, some of the things I'm going to share are going to feel like they're really far out there. But I promise you, if you just start adopting the mindset of thinking how you can conduct your business like this, you're going to see results fast. Okay, so step one. I was in a training and I learned early on in my career that your database is everything, right? So hopefully by now you are using a CRM and you are tracking the human beings that you're collecting along the way. If you're not, then please go back to the last episode that we produced on the power of creating your network, because that has a lot of strategies on how to go find human beings and put them in a database. But today we're talking about what to do with them in your database to turn them into lifelong raving advocates. So about they say 5 to 10% of your entire database will be transacting at any given time. So to me, it was like, oh, this is just a simple math equation. I just need to add more people into my database so that more are transacting. Guys, it's absolutely true. There's no secret to this. It's that human beings are buying and selling real estate all the time. You just need a bigger group of them to pay attention to find the ones who are transacting. But here's the thing. Nobody's thinking about you being a realtor. No one's waking up going, I wonder if Dill has enough business and if I should refer her, right? No one's thinking like that. So our work as salespeople, as marketers, is to go out and to keep telling them that, right? But how obnoxious is that? We never want to be that person who's, I'm a realtor. I mean, it's just annoying, right? So let's break all of that thinking. But let's lay the groundwork for how to create how to take your database, the human beings you've collected along the way, and turn them into a community and to see what they have in common with each other and what they have in common with you. And this is the best part about this business, is that our clientele and the service that we provide gets to evolve along the way, right? So when you're first starting out, you might be in a different stage of life. When I was first starting out in real estate, I only wanted people in my database that I could call at 10:30 at night and say, let's go to a concert, because that was where my life was. I didn't have any kids. I didn't have a lot of responsibilities. And I just wanted to be around other people who could easily, spontaneously go places and do things, right? That, spoiler alert, that changed in my life as you get older and more responsibilities, but that was literally the baseline. And so in the beginning, you're just collecting human beings and putting them in your database, but you don't know who's going to have a real estate need. And your goal is to stay in their lives long enough to see when that time comes, right? Okay, so I'm going to take a step back. So a lot of what I have learned to do has been the culmination of a lot of coaching and a lot of people's methodologies. So Buffini teaches work by referral. The greatest book I ever read was The Go-Giver. That was the moment I had the mindset shift around, like how to go out and be a professional and to give value to other people, to have value to them so that they'll think of you, right? So That's a great book, a super tiny read. If you haven't read it, it's called The Go Giver. There's also The Go Giver Sells More, which is another follow up to that book, which is also fantastic. And then also a lot of coaching around client attraction and understanding how to become someone that attracts people to you, right? So this isn't just a click, click a button and you're done. This is a long journey of understanding how to invest your time and money into this concept. But I promise you, when I look back at some of my peers who've been in the business as long as I have, and they haven't done this even still, they're discouraged because they always have to go out and look for more clients. They always have to go out and look for more people. Where literally almost every day someone is reaching out to me through the network, through the referrals I've built, and just coming to me. So I promise you that it does work. It takes time, but it has infinite return. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say there. Okay, so in the beginning, when you're first starting out, you have to be more scrappy. You can't just write checks for all the things that you would like to see happen, even though you know that those are things that work. In the beginning, you have to be scrappy in how to build the know, like, and trust factor with the people that you're meeting. Well, when I was first starting out, I decided early on that one of the things that I was going to do to attract human beings, because I didn't know anyone. I was starting in a brand new city to me. I didn't have a network. I didn't grow up there. I had to go find the people, right? Like I mentioned in the last episode, again, building your network. And so I decided that I wanted to start my business through events. So I was like, what if um, I'm not the only person that needs to meet other people, right? Because in order to start a sales business, you need to have a network. Well, I was like, what if I wasn't the only one? What if other people also need to build a network to grow their business? So, very early on in my career, I started a monthly gathering for women in business. And I had no idea what I was doing. And I just want to give everyone permission out there who has the idea that says, I want to do something. You don't have to know how. That's the beautiful thing about life and business. You can just learn as you go, right? So I remember I took a little flyer around the city, and everywhere I bumped into someone at a coffee shop or wherever, I was like, hey, we're doing a thing. Do you want to come? And I very quickly realized it was way more fun to invite people to a cool sounding thing than it was to say, hi, I'm a realtor. Here's my card. Because that made me want to throw up every time I did that, right? But if I never even needed to say that, if I just said, hey, I'm doing this cool thing, I'm a realtor and I want to meet other people and I want other people to meet other people, they were very interested. They were very tuned in. They were ready to engage, and they would give me their contact info. So I was like, oh, this is good. Like having something to talk about very early on seeded onto me that was way more fun. So and then I recognized, okay, well, I haven't even sold a house yet, so nobody's going to refer me to their friends and family and trusted loved ones yet because I haven't established any trust with anyone. And so I made it a personal mission to become everybody else's outside sales rep. I was literally gamifying this for myself every day. I'd wake up and I'd do my routine and I'd look at listings in the MLS, and then I'd say, how many people can I make an introduction for today? Okay. Now, I've been using social media a long time. So I chose in the beginning to collect the humans in social media. This was before I had, sophisticated strategies around CRMs. So I just said every time I hit, become friends, we're now, they're effectively in my CRM. So I would scroll social media with the mindset, with the eyes, with the lens of how can I tag someone else to give someone else an opportunity to connect with someone for some, because everyone goes on there and goes, does anyone know a dog walker? And oh my gosh, my car broke down and I gotta get a tow and this and that. Like people always say what they need. I mean, that's kind of what the beginning of social media usage was. People just the outcry of people's needs and telling what they're doing in the day. And so I was like, okay, how many times in the day can I do this? And I was surprised at myself, actually. It is amazing how many times you can make a connection, even here, ready for this, even when you don't actually have the connection, you can go find the connection because I'm just very resourceful. I hope that is something you adopt for yourself as a professional as a real estate agent that you decide I am extremely resourceful. I know how to solve problems because that's what we do all day long. And we get paid very well to solve problems, right? So I was like, okay, someone would have a problem and I would go find the solution. And then I would kind of like mini interview that person. Like I remember one of the early ones was somebody needed to transport something from one city to another. And I was like, I know how to find that. So I Googled and I found a company and I did a mini interview and I told them, hey, I'm trying to be a great um support for someone. I want to just help them. I'm going to make this introduction. Is that okay? And they were just like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that'd be great. So then I made the introduction to the two parties to solve the problem, one that had the service, one that had the need. And then guess what, guys? I was the hero to both of them. So both of them went into my database and I was able to have that goodwill. So then I would say, gosh, how many more times can I do the same thing? And this was nobody really understood in my office back then. You were sitting in a cubicle and staring at the gray walls and saying, okay, I'm selling real estate. But nobody understood what I was doing. I was just in there all day, like, how can I get other people what they need? And not even talking about real estate or thinking about real estate. I was literally just trying to be resourceful because that is literally the number one skill we need in this business. So then, very quickly by doing this, my database kept growing and kept growing and kept growing. And then I'd turn around and I'd invite them to the thing, right? So I'd find someone's problem to solve. I'd go find a service provider that solved it. And then I would invite that person to my event. And then my event started growing, growing, growing. And I just feel so grateful that I was willing to be brave and humble and just kind of, you know, just inexperienced. I didn't even know how to host the event. I just thought I'm hosting this event. So the moral of that story is that you can do so much with so little. This never cost me anything, really. In the beginning, just a lot of time sitting on the couch scrolling and trying to solve problems. But my database got really quick, really big, really quick. And then the next level of this is in appreciation marketing. It's really a mindset. Okay. It's not just one strategy, click a button, do a thing. It's how can I be a kind, generous, caring, resourceful person for other people? And how can they identify those values with me once they link me as a realtor, right? Because you're marketing as a realtor, people just kind of expect that you're going to be a good realtor. They're not like you're a shitty realtor. Like they expect that those are the bare minimums. But if you take it even further, if you show how you're connecting the community and you show how you care, those are the things you want to be associated with you and remembered to you. Okay, so then at this point, I had gotten myself up to, I think, like 100 contacts in my database. And I remember feeling like that was nothing because there were guys in my office that had thousands of people that they were mailing and doing this to and that to and this to. And, in the beginning of a career, you do take anything you can get, right? People are just giving you opportunities like, okay, I'll show that house or I'll go do this or go do that. But you very quickly learn when you don't vibe with someone, right? You know when you have engaged in the service with someone that you don't feel like appreciates you and you aren't even sure if you really like them, right? Like, that is very clear. So in the contrast to that, what I'm going to propose is, what if you absolutely loved the people? What if you would do anything for the people? You treated them like family because they're so kind and generous to you with your expertise, right? So that was what I decided. I decided, okay, very quickly, I was doing business with a lot of people that I was like, I hope I never see you again because you are not a very nice human being. And instead of focusing on what I didn't want, I decided to focus solely on what I did want. And I described the values and characteristics of a person that would be absolutely ideal to work with. And I mean, guys, usually we want to work with someone that's kind of just like us, right? Like they have the same kind of vibe or energy or see the world the same way. So all you really have to do is describe yourself, and then you could figure out who you exactly would be best fit to. So I did that and I said, okay, how can I multiply these human beings? And I was deep in the introduction. And then I realized really quickly, people did want to reciprocate. They did want to refer me back. But here's the kicker. Most people are very bad at this. They are very bad at referring because they don't actually know how. They are there's no like training on how to refer a person, right? So you will probably have heard, I'm sure if you're listening to this and you've been in real estate any amount of time, you have heard, oh, I gave your card to someone, or oh, I gave your number to someone, as if that was ever going to create a result. And we know, statistically, that person is probably never outreaching because they're just going to bump into someone else somewhere else who then takes control of the process. And so, this is a part of that mindset of like, how can I teach the people that I'm in network with how to refer me? And remember, here's where you got to get out of your ego. It's never about referring you. They're not trying to give you a referral. They are trying to solve the problem of the person that they know, like, and trust and care about, who came along. They were having a coffee date, and the person said, I'm thinking about, I'm sick of my landlord. They keep raising the rent. They won't let me have a dog, blah, blah, blah. I think I'm going to buy a house. Then that person's like, oh my gosh, I know who can help you with this. And they're trying to give you to them to solve a problem. So they're not trying to give you a referral. They're trying to solve someone else's problem. But through the act of that, they don't actually know how to tee it up. And so the earlier you teach people how to do this, and you teach them how to do it by doing it to them. So every time that I would connect people, I wouldn't just say, here's a guy's number. I would do a 3-way text message, and I would edify both of them. I would give both of them some accolade through that third-party endorsement. And in that, then their relationship could take off from there. And that's why I was the pivotal center point. And so that's what you want to do early on before anyone's trying to refer you. You're teaching them how to do it. You're teaching them how to give that introduction in a way that keeps control to you and keeps you involved. So you say, hey, hey, Karen, like when someone says, oh, I gave your card to someone, you're like, oh my gosh, Karen, that was so awesome of you. It's amazing. Hey, I just want to let you know the best way to do that is just text us a 3-way text message, and then I'll take it from there and I'll jump in. And they actually are really grateful when you tell them how to do it. Like they feel like, oh, I didn't think of that. Okay, thank you. And so this is a big part of the mindset around appreciation marketing, is to know that at every junction, you're teaching them how to be an advocate, how to be of service, and how to solve the other person's problem. Now, if you bring energy and enthusiasm and consideration and kindness to this 3-way call or 3-way text message or 3-way whatever, bam, it's going to happen again. Now, it doesn't stop there. Okay, this is where you have to decide, and this is part of your personal brand and your economics too. You have to decide where you can go with this. But what can you do to absolutely wow and delight the person, the human being that was willing to connect you with another one of their trusted contacts? What can you do to wow and delight them, to thank them? Now, I know a lot of agents who send out a thank you card or a little referral gift after that person has transacted, but that is the wrong way of thinking. The right way of thinking is, let's reward the behavior immediately when it happens. Just like we give a dog a biscuit when it like does a trick, you want to show the person, whoa, I love that you did that, and I want you to do it again. And here's some kind of wow and delight. And so I'm going to leave that to you to get creative. If you're not, if you don't have a lot of disposable income for this, then be modest, but bring it with great joy and energy. And you can do really simple things with great joy and energy, and it has a 10x effect, right? So just know that this will speak to you, because at some point you want to plan your business to do this at scale. You want to have this happening almost every week, right? So at some point you have to systematize the generosity reward for the action of the referral. Now I'm going to just get a little bit deeper into some like higher end strategies in case you've been in business a while and you have a big database and you're like, okay, now what do I do? Well, if you have a huge database, you need to figure out who are the best people in it. Hopefully you've sorted and qualified them by some metric. Every software CRM has some tool to rank and label people. But if you haven't done that in a while, this is your prompt to go in and label the people and to get really clear about who are the next group of human beings who are going to go with you in the future. Again, in the beginning of my story, I said I was looking for people who wanted to go to the bar. Well, now in my life, I'm a mom and I'm a pickleballer and I'm this and that. And like I'm doing different things and have different priorities in my life. And so that gets to reflect on who I'm connecting and collaborating with in my database and who I'm really leaning into those relationships. I feel like realtors are the only ones I've ever heard call our clients past clients. Why are they past clients? Are they done? Are they never going to client again? I think we should really think about the nomenclature around our database, because if someone's a client, can't they just stay a client forever? That way that you're thinking about them that way and you're including them. So I have a program that I call the CAP program. It's the Client Appreciation Program. And I outline it for the whole year. And it's all the events I'm going to do for them. It's all of the pop buys and the birthday gift and the anniversary gift and every touch point of marketing that I intend to wow and delight the human being, to remind them that I'm in the business and that I'm still here and that I still very much care. Because caring, guys, caring is always rising to the top. It is such a rare thing to actually, do a transaction with someone and then just, like a lot of people just let it move on, but not you, not us, not Agent Inspired. We stay they're staying in their lives, holding space for their growth, because the next time they transact, they're going to be buying a different house. They're going to be a different person. They're going to be a different stage of their life. And you can show up so energized and ready to go and connecting and resourceful. And when they know that about you, because you've never let them forget throughout the whole process of knowing you, I just had an anniversary card go out. I do a $25 gift card to Home Depot, and I write a card that says, now that it's been another year, there's probably something you need to do. So go to Home Depot. This will get you started, but tackle that project. Well, that message or that card went out, and I got a text message, and it said, I can't believe you keep giving. It's been like 5 or 7 years since this person has transacted, but they have given me a lot of referrals along the way. They've probably forgotten about him. I haven't, but I'm like, no, once you're in my system, like I'll let you go. Like I'm just loving on you forever and inviting you, including you, and giving you high value. So some of the systems that I use to leverage this, because at this point it's a pretty big number of people and it's outbound quite regularly. So I use email marketing campaigns. I use Lolo gifts. If you haven't heard of Lolo gifts, take a check at that. It's pretty much going in all areas. It's a monthly gift campaign that gives your anyone you put in there, it sends them access to a free gift each month, a cup of coffee, an ice cream, a cupcake. I get the most open rate and best retention on those gifts. It tells you when people redeem them, and it's super affordable. So look into that. Lolo gifts. Group texting, messaging, use Reach. You can text your entire database one-on-one from your phone, so it looks like it's coming from you. Be prepared to sit down and return a lot of messages, though, because everyone writes back, and then it's like, woo, especially on holidays and things. But the more systems you can leverage, the more technology you can stack to do these things. But at the beginning of each year, really meditate on your business. Really look at your database. And guys, if you're just starting and there are 0 people in your database, go get someone in your database today. Go on Facebook, go on Twitter or TikTok or anywhere. Just go somewhere and find a human being and connect them, put them in your database, and then obsessively try to find out everything you can about them. What's their dog's name? What's their kid's age? What's their birthday? What's their favorite restaurant? Like, they usually share this stuff in social media. So you can be a data miner and collect all these bits and data as you go. But that will give you the access that you need to be a kind and amazing person. So in conclusion, appreciation marketing is more than a strategy. It's a mindset. And by genuinely valuing and appreciating people, it will not only enhance your business, but create a community of loyal advocates. Obviously, I could go on about this forever because I'm super passionate and I feel it's the number one thing that has helped me in business. So maybe we'll have some further episodes where I really dive deep into the client appreciation program and stuff that I do. But until next time, keep curious, be bold, and stay inspired.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.